Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another amazing episode of Smoke Signals with Sosa, the place where I scour the earth looking for the strongest hitting, most pepperiest, most intense cigar the industry has to offer, and I smoke them to see if they live up to their hype and search for my unicorn. Cigar so strong, so peppery that I would cry with every retro, and so packed full of nicotine that I have the bubble guts and I'm sitting here farting, afraid to poop my pants. Today, I'm very excited to say we're smoking a Espinosa. This is the 601 Reserva Limitada Maduro, 601 Blue Maduro, also otherwise known. Nice cigar, nice looking cigar, oily sheen, some of that nice, almost toothiness to it, right? Without being really bumpy. I'm sure if I let this sit for a while, it would get nice and toothy. Looks like a nice oily cigar. Never had it. So let's jump right into it, right? So this cigar, I'm smoking the Toro, which I believe is 6x52. This is a box press. I could be wrong, could be 50. I didn't really, I probably should have looked that up, but I didn't. What I did find is that the wrapper is a Connecticut broadleaf and Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan filler. So this cigar was sent to me by our friend El Perrucho Raul, and he says it's supposed to be peppery. So that's why we're here. Getting some like espresso bean and a slight bit of leather right off the bat. It's like a dry something. Definitely lots of coffee bean. Very nice dark quality flavor tones, right? The tone is dark. Not quite earth, but you know, you're in that dark, bitter espresso. There's a leather quality on the retro, but on the palate, it's almost like a dry walnut. Nice so far. Retro thing's about a 1, maybe a 2. Not much going on. It's a little bit of a low-hanging sting, but it's not. It's persistent rather than aggressive. It's just, you can feel it slow, softly tingling, and it just continues even long after you've done your retro. It kind of lingers there. It's nice. Still getting that bitter, dry coffee espresso flavor on the retro. On the palate, on the back of the throat, you can still feel that coffee vibe, but there's very much a dry, almost walnut thing going on with leather, just aged leather. Enjoyable. I mean, I'm not sure how expensive they are. I don't see it being more than $12. 14 would be a stretch. Espinosa makes some pretty decent sticks. I like some of them. La Bomba La Bomba with the yellow band, the 601 La Bomba. I do like the Lancero as well as the Toro. I haven't tried the Corona or the Petit Corona, whatever it is, the Sake Bomb yet. I find those very enjoyable. My quarrel with that cigar, again, is, marketing and the name. Where that cigar starts off peppery, especially the Lancero. Some of the Lanceros, when they hit. They'll almost bring a tear to your eye. Nice, long, slow draw of the retro. You get this hard-hitting pepper for about an inch. And then all that goes away, and then it's just a pretty medium-bodied, I would say, medium-bodied cigar in how it tastes and feels. But there is a shit ton of nicotine in there. You can get the hiccups from that cigar if you're on an empty stomach or whatever. I enjoy that one. So I got high hopes for this one. Yeah. That stinginess is dissipating already, which is sad. But I've almost got like a bitter dark chocolate mixing in with that coffee, that espresso note. And it's mingling. They're doing okay. There's not really a lot of sweetness, right? It's mostly those bitter tones without being like, yeah, right? They're nice. They're a nice bitter. It's bitter espresso, or dark roasted espresso. And cacao almost, that dark chocolate, that bitter chocolate. And then there's that dry, almost walnutty thing that's happening. Hopefully it gets better, either more intense, or it does say that this is a medium full strength cigar, which is whatever, right? Sometimes a cigar that's not supposed to be full strength will have nice pepperiness to it, or some nicotine in it anyway, right? I've smoked plenty of cigars that, while they smoke very mild or medium, and they've got a lot of nicotine, next thing you know, you're hiccuping. You're like, oh, where'd that come from? So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and smoke this past this first third, and we'll come back and talk some more. See you in a bit. Well, here we are, coming out of this first third here. You can see it's got a really nice ash, albeit a little bit flaky. She's hanging on strong. White, grayish white, mostly white. Smoking well. Great flavors. Enjoying it. Where we left off, there was a bitter coffee and like a bitter chocolate. That wasn't too bitter, but it wasn't really sweet. There was a little bit of leather, although that was getting less and less. And there was that dry walnut. Walnut, not so much right now. We're still getting chocolate and coffee, but they have gotten sweeter. There's almost a milk chocolatey, but a little bit darker than like milk chocolate, right? Like it's not like a Milky Way. Darker than that, kind of like the chocolate on a Snickers, but not a Snickers. Just a sweeter chocolate, still dark, but not bitter dark. Whatever. Coffee with a splash of milk, right? There's a little bit of creaminess in there. What was that dry walnut kind of turned into more of a woody whisper, almost like cedar, behind what's the slightest bit of cream. No more sting on the retro. Now it's just a chocolate stick. Very nice. Burn line's been pretty good. This backside was getting a little bit ahead of this front side for a little bit. but they seem to make amends and get back together. They're catching up rather nicely. Until that moment when the ash fell. Anyway, good stick so far. You know, it's still up to be determined or left to be determined if there's going to be a whole punch of nicotine. Not really feeling anything in the belly area, nothing. No tears, no peppers, no spice. But very good. I mean, as far as a chocolatey stick, it's a chocolatey little stick. Coffee and chocolate, it's fantastic. Probably great after a nice breakfast, right? Like if I had some pancakes and sausage, maple syrup all over my sausage, eggs and stuff. This would probably be great right after that with coffee. Or just with coffee. Or just with meat. Good stick so far. I'm gonna smoke some more. We'll get past the second third. Well, we're back. We're coming out of that second third. Getting real close to the band there. Still kind of having a struggle there internally with whether or not they wants to burn perfectly even, but it's not bad. Ash is still white, whitish gray, still coming out nice. Not exactly stacking dimes, but it's not bad. I'm gonna ash that before I take the band off so I don't get any more ash on my pants. The second third was pretty good, pretty nice. There was a moment there, well, where we left off, there was that nice coffee sweetness, chocolate sweetness, the cream still chilling. Cedar was coming in, ramping up. That kind of persisted for the first half of the second third. It was very enjoyable, very desserty, very nice. For a moment, the chocolate and coffee started to take a back seat, and that cedar started to become more floral, which was not my favorite. Luckily, that peaked, and the floral note started to simmer back down. And coffee and chocolate kind of started being more present, started coming back up from the back seat up to the front, like, you know, almost taking control of the situation. Like, well, sorry, fuck that guy, we're back. And it's been pretty nice ever since. Sweetness and cream, slowly fading. No hiccups, no bubble guts. No sting on the retro anymore. That's, I don't know if I said it before, but for me, in my experience, it's what I consider a typical Espinosa experience. As I said in the beginning, I believe, you know, starts off promising, nice little bit of pepper. And I feel like we've had this experience several times with different cigars. Starts off promising and then just flops, right? I'd like to have that crescendo, or at the very least, you know, peak way before the beginning, right? It just got started. You're like, hey, I'm awake. It's commanding attention. So like, I'm paying attention now. And then it's just, never mind. I'm out of here. So whatever. So far, still an enjoyable smoke. I'm not sure what to go for. I don't imagine them being super expensive. And I know that I've seen this on some bargain pages where you can grab some here and there for way below MSRP. So far, like, I'd get a 5. I'd get a 5-pack. Enjoyable. Not something I'm going to write a letter about. Not something I'd run and get a box of. Not so far. But, you know, a stick I could get down with. I could put it in, you know, rotation here and there and be like, oh, that's a good one. You know, ooh, I'll take this. Car gar, yard gar. You know, something to keep in the toolbox, the work truck. Not for long periods of time, obviously. But enjoyable smoke. Again, after a hearty breakfast or, you know, a decent lunch, I'd smoke this. I'd smoke this on the job site. Not a bad stick. Not something you have to pay a whole lot of attention to. It was, you know, basically pretty linear. Not a lot of complexity, but tasty nonetheless. So anyway, I'm going to smoke this final third and we'll talk some more about it. I'll give you my sum-uppance. See you in a bit. Well, we've come this far and I'm going to throw it in. I'm way down here. I mean, there is another inch or so that I could smoke, but now it's getting hot. All the flavors are gone. Basically, all you can taste now is almost like that bitter tar resin flavor that you get. And so I'm going to be done with it. You know, final verdict. It was an enjoyable cigar for the first 2/3. Quickly fell off right after that. I couldn't help myself. I had to go look. It says the Toro is 6.2 by 54, which sounds about right. You know, they're $10 each. The 5-pack anyway was $50, just under. And, you know, I guess for $50, after the way it fell off, you know, it's good for the car. It's good for fucking around cigar, fishing, you know, mowing the grass, fucking. Decent cigar you can hand to your friends or, you know, have on a lunch break. Because, I mean, really only the first 2/3 really matter. After that, if it goes out or if you put it down and it goes out or whatever, who cares? I would imagine at a $10 stick MSRP, you could probably get it under that, right? Probably $6, if not cheaper, depending on what site you're on. So at that point, do it. Get you a 5-pack. Get you some, you know, kicking around, fucking around cigars. Not bad for that. For the sake of this, we'll give it no peppers. There was that instant in the initial light up where for a moment we felt like there could be some potential to some pepper, some sting. Quickly faded away. Like we discussed, it was delicious in that it was very chocolatey, very coffee-like. Whispers of cream came to play later on with notes of cedar. Delicious cigar. First 2/3, highly recommend. With breakfast, after breakfast, with coffee, after lunch. You know, like I said, just a good Maduro to grab and say, you know, I've got 45 minutes to smoke. And the final third doesn't even fucking matter, so don't worry about that. A good hour, you're good. Good smoke. Overall, not great. Not super memorable. Not intense. Not a lot of Sosa. Not a smoke signals type of cigar. But worth a try. So that's all I got for the Espinosa 601 Blue Reserva Limitada Maduro in Toro. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget, throw me some recommendations. I'm running out of recommendations. I've got other stuff in there. You know, I might just pull out a Night Commander. I love me a Night Commander. I smoked one the other night. And, I mean, they're phenomenal. I got a box because I love them. The Senator was more intense than this. And the Senator I don't feel is as heavy as the Night Commander. I've got some cigars in there that I might just have to break out one that I've had before Like I've never had this one, right? So like, and that's been a common theme, with the exception of the Phineas Gage, which was our first episode that inspired all of this. That I had everything after that we've had together, never had before. I've got a late hour. I've got I think it's either a Nicaragua or a Yamasa. I think it's a Nicaragua Diadema. Got one of those in there. Those are supposed to be full bodied. Again, I'm, starting to lose hope in the way people gauge strength and body. So if you have a recommendation, something that you've tried that's either made you fucking gurgle, burp, shit, hiccup, cry, something that, you like, fuck that cigar, I tried smoking it, it was too peppery, let me know. That's the one I want. All right. Again, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. I will do it again soon.